Hello guys. I'm actually here to talk about movies today, and I'm actually happy to talk about it. I watched so many great movies in my time growing up as a kid. And the Madagascar movies, they're really fun. And yes, today we'll be ranking all four Madagascar movies. Let me know in the comment section below. How would you rank all four Madagascar movies? And so we'll be talking about all four of these movies. I want to talk about it and why did I put them in this spot as well. So let's talk. And I do want to talk about it as well. Like for my fourth one, I actually chose was Penguins Europe's Most Wanted. Actually, is actually Madagascar Europe's Most Wanted. And when I watched in this movie recently, this past week, it was actually last Friday I watched this movie. Um, I actually enjoyed the story. Like a little bit of the story itself is gonna understand beyond with the previous movie from Escape to Africa leads into this whole story. Like it has some fun elements of the story arc was like involving with Alex, Marty, Melman, and Chloe all went to Europe and seeing like how this whole story brings out a bunch of other wildlife animals. We met the circus and somehow kind of like interested to see the circus animals evolving into this story. Like there were some moments in this movie that I didn't even enjoy that much, but beyond the whole story and everything else about this movie, it was a decent movie. It wasn't my favorite one in the Madagascar movies, but it was still like to understand the whole moment of how they ended with Alex and Chloe, Marty and Alex's story arc to this movie. And that's why this movie is somehow like interesting. But for the third pick, I actually picked was Madagascar Escape to Africa. Like I actually somehow really like interested into the story of Alex's story arc meeting his parents in Africa because he grew up in Africa, but his real name was Aleka as Alex, but somehow he got captured, went to New York as Central City Sue, and the whole story really brings in the whole thing how he met Melman, Gloria, and Marty. It has the whole segment to the story from the first Madagascar movie. Like, I somehow really did enjoy the story. Like, there's some of the moments involving with his parents and the uncle somehow involved of how the whole story really brings in the whole favor to this movie. Like, it was a fun movie. Don't get me wrong, there's some fun moments that I did laugh, but it was like an okay movie. In my book of a fun Madagascar movie, like it was fun. I laughed a little bit in this movie, but somehow beyond the whole story, it has some elements of enjoyable movie and great moments too. And for the runner up, I actually chose was the first Madagascar movie. This is what it all started it all. From Escape to Africa when Alex moved to New York and met all the young Marty, Chloe, and Melman. This movie is how it all started to Madagascar. And the first Madagascar, when Marty wants to join the wildlife to be out, to be free from the zoo. And that's how this whole story really involves with the rest of the gang, with Alex, Melman, and Gloria hunting down to look for Marty. And somehow beyond this whole story, we met Jillian, Moat, and everything else. It has the fun elements of everything else beyond this whole story. They got sent to Madagascar and see like how the story continues on with the story. I liked it. I really do love the first Madagascar movie because I grew up watching it maybe like 7 times. I watched it growing up as a kid, and even now, like the story itself was fun, but somehow laughable. It was a fun movie to laugh because I love the first Madagascar movie, so it was really like enjoyable movie. I would definitely recommend everyone to check that movie out. But the number one, the fun ones that I did enjoy a lot was Penguins of the Madagascar movie. And yes, this is where the sweet, lovable penguins met Private. Like we have Skipper, we have Private, we have Rico, and the rest of them. Like I love how they all met Private to see this lovable penguin as Private. Like that's why this movie is so high end of a good movie. Like I enjoy the story. I enjoy every moment of this movie of how the penguins turn out to be fun and really like entertaining. Like, that's why I love Penguins of the Madagascar movie because there are the other like special Asian creatures. Like we have a wolf, we have owls, polar bears, and to this movie to part of the story arc with the penguins to take down the special villain. And it has a fun story. I like this movie. It actually continues from Escape to actually no, it evolves in the story of Europe's Most Wanted. During that circus time, the penguins left and has his own story involving in this movie. That's why I love this movie, and somehow I like it. A fun story, but really entertaining as well. And I have to say, thank you all for coming to my channel here today. If you guys enjoy but real reviews of everything I talk about, movies and rankings, this is where you will be to enjoy my videos. If you do, feel free to subscribe to my channel down below. If you want to be notified by my videos, be sure to hit that notification bell icon as well. Bye, everybody. Hope you guys have a great week.